I like to cha-cha and a Latin bar, yeah. With a Dominican reasonable hyena.
Welcome to another episode. Hey there.
It's our 1 month anniversary.
Hooray!
It's our fourth show.
It's our fourth show, the fourth show of the Lasso of Truth. I'm Ron.
I'm Kate.
And we are joined today with the ever wonderful RJ. And this episode is actually special because it's our crossover episode. We've officially jumped the shark.
Already on our 1 month anniversary.
RJ is the host of the podcast In 20 Years. Hey, say hey.
Hey.
He is a journalist for SoonerStupid.com and smarter than me. That's what I've found out so far is that all my friends are smarter than I am, at least on
you
paper.
Admit that.
I'm working on it.
If you really think that you should admit it.
Paper doesn't mean much to you.
Yeah.
I have the most education of anybody at this table. I'm the stupidest person here.
I don't believe that. It's untrue. But hey, you look good in clothes off the rack, so that's got to count for something.
So, picking up from last week, we did go see Venus and Fur. We had cheese and chocolate-covered strawberries and watched a woman in, I don't know, fishnets and a corset run around.
Yeah, no, there was a...
Wait, you described this to me as a play. This sounds like a
it's a
burlesque.
play. No,
outing.
I said run around, not dance.
Run around
Yeah,
is
she ran
sometimes
around the
euphemism for
set.
dance. So.
Is it?
I've never heard that.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's running around on the pole.
No.
There you go.
No,
Never heard that.
no, that's going to be not my new favorite euphemism.
Run around the pole.
Run around that pole. Like, she was running around on that pole. But no, like Venus and Fur is a play about how would you describe it? A
director's looking for an actress.
Yeah, basically. Okay, yeah.
It's very meta.
It's super meta. It's a play about BDSM.
That was based on a book.
Based on a book about BDSM. Like it's really meta. It was cool. I didn't know what it was. A friend of mine told me that she read it in high school, and I responded that we read The Outsiders in high school. I don't know.
You read this because it's based off of the gentleman who sadomasochism is named after.
The Mark de Sade?
The Mark de Sade, is that it?
Marquis de Sade.
No. That's no. This is masochism.
Ah.
Sadism is
Sadism
Marquis de
is
Sade.
okay, yeah.
And he wrote all those weird books in prison. And
Yeah.
then they made that awful movie Quills.
Never saw that one.
No.
Didn't miss anything?
No, you don't need to.
Let's go away from that. Kate Winslet was in it, though, and so was Jeffrey Rush.
Okay, so now it might be worth your
Now you're
time.
selling it.
Sorry.
It's a terrible movie, also has these great people in it. Anyway, when we got there, it was, walked in there, and they handed out masks to everybody, the white,
They had different colors, too. They had, like, silver and gold and red and black, and then they had, like, the ones on
You
sticks.
had Masquerade mask.
Yeah, we did. Wow. Yeah.
So that set the tone. So I'm thinking that it's going to get really freaky. I mean, no, like let me rephrase, not really freaky because I'm me.
Wait.
I thought it was going to get acceptably freaky.
Wait. Did anybody spot Nicole Kidman or Tom Cruise walking through there?
No, but there were Eyes Wide Shut comments all over the place.
No, that was the running joke. There's a whole bunch of Eyes Wide Shut comments. It was.
He wasn't around to yell at you to go to that place.
No.
Go to that place. I need you there.
None of that happened.
Not at all. So yeah, set it up. So we got these masks. Handed us a glass of champagne, and then gave us
a table.
But also chocolate covered strawberries. Yes. Something. People about to get drizzled.
See, I didn't think any of this. I was just busily drinking and eating my strawberries.
You temporarily forgot you were in Tulsa.
I did. You know what? You're right. I did. I thought that this was something that was just on my periphery. I'm doing this for classes. I'm doing this for grade. But I came in there with an open mind and high expectations because I've been to a few things and I've seen a few people and I've partaken in this is going to be good. And I was expecting...
See, I was the reverse. I wasn't expecting, really anything. It was just I'll go. What's the worst that could happen?
I hate to say this because the play was really good, but the worst thing that could happen was a play would happen. And not play would happen.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was still a real good time. A couple of the highlights of the show were the band next door was doing sound checks. But they were doing sound checks at very poignant points in the show.
It was almost like there were sound effects.
Yeah, so I thought they were part of the show. Yeah. Also, somebody dropped a glass and pretended as if it was not them. Also happened at a very poignant part of the show, so I thought that was part of the show too.
And meanwhile, I'm on the other side of the table just glaring at these people. Like, it's your... And he was like, is that my glass? And I said, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You drop a glass on the floor. You say, that's my bad. I'll pick it up. I'll get to it. You might even if there's no way for you to take care of it, you're going to get up and, pick up a napkin. Where's the broom? This glass hit the floor, and this person looked at everybody and said, you heard that too?
When everyone saw... Well, they didn't see it because we were watching the play, but... It was. I guess we did not witness the glass going off the table. It could have been thrown from the other side of the room.
I feel like every comic ever wants you in the front row because you're just gonna go with them.
Oh yeah, no, I'm so easily amused. That is my blessing and curse because I think.
Well, first I'm calling BS on that.
I know, like I was about to say, like you send me things all the time, and I'm like, that's terrible.
Yeah,
and I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are so many things that if I was there, if that person that made the thing that you sent me sat next to me as they were making it, I'm like, that's a damn good widget. Like, I need, you should make more of that. Matter of fact, send me a copy after you're done. I'll hang it up, play it, show it to all my people that I know.
The horrible widget.
The horrible widget.
The horrible widget.
Now I'm second guessing my show.
Your show is going to be amazing. You want to know why? Because it has a secret ingredient. And for those that can't see this, I have both my thumbs outstretched towards myself.
So the secret ingredient is Ron. That's what he's trying to say.
He's been a part of every podcast I've ever done. Even the ones that
Me too, actually.
Right.
I am I'm basically like the podcast drug dealer. It's like.
I was going to say linchpin, but if you want to go with drug dealer.
No, like I'm the people that Nancy Reagan.
Nancy Reagan.
Can I remind you that you are a large black man claiming to be a drug dealer? Can I ask you to go with something else?
You want me to back up off that?
Yeah, I would, pharmacist, maybe. I don't know, if you're into drugs.
What's wrong with linchpin?
Doctor. Anesthesiologist. I need you.
I'm like that street anesthesiologist out on the corner putting people to sleep. That's so dumb.
That's very aggressive.
It is.
I'm going to put you to sleep.
Dennis with the best laughing gas. I don't know.
Okay, well, maybe drug dealer was the wrong
about,
term.
like,
I thought it was in a safe
Like,
place.
See, that's a scary movie, though.
That's true, Candyman.
Stop saying that.
One more time.
Please.
One more. No, we have to be in front of a mirror, don't we?
Like, everything has a reflection.
Hey, you gotta say it 3 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
she said it twice.
I said it twice, so one more time. That was a great movie.
Look at that. We did not immediately co-sign that.
What you mean? You mean bees and ripoffs of
No.
What is it? Bloody Mary is the.
I love it. I love the movie, but I couldn't. If somebody said, make a list, it's not going to be on there. I really appreciate being able to reference it with people. It's better as an event than it is a movie. That's how I feel about it. Mm-hmm. Just don't say it anymore. That's all I really care about.
Oh yeah. Don't worry, I'm not going to
That's
say
right.
it
You
again.
gotta sleep here.
This is my home.
He's gonna show up looking for you.
I bet he's here right now. He's
Just waiting.
waiting for you.
For somebody to say.
Say it for the third time.
Third time.
Who drank my last vanilla Coke? Was it you, kid? And he's, maybe not this time. Not gonna get me.
So I have a question. You saw The Kingsman.
I did see the Kingsman.
All right. Do you think it was a little bit over? Well, first, was
Over
it
the
too?
top?
Well, not just over the top, but on the nose. Like they said, we're gonna make a James Bond knockoff, and it is gonna be all the things that we love about James Bond. We're taking bad childhoods. We're taking, really cool gadgets. We're making heads explode.
Little things.
Yeah, I'm the king of spoilers. I just,
Oh,
Are we spoiling?
the Kingsman spoilers.
Yes, the Kingsman spoilers.
Stop listening. No, you should keep listening. But just be angry at us and write it in a review.
I mean, it's no Jupiter ascending.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. No, I was with it until the very end, and
When like the color started sprouting out of heads.
no, I was even okay with that. I was laughing. Very ending scene with the princess actually is what really got me.
Really?
Yeah.
Where she was
What? It was just too.
I don't know. Is your show PG? Is it PG?
Oh no, we're explicit.
Yeah, we're explicit, are we?
I mean,
We did just talk about like a BDSM sex play.
Well, here's the thing.
But none
like,
of that happened.
All right. So the princess of this country, they pulls back the door. She's locked in. Talks to her, and he's like, "What are you gonna do if I get you out?" He's like, he's playing with her. And the kid's like 17, 18, 19 years old.
I thought he was like in his 20s because he'd been in the Marines. And...
No, but he went in at a young age. He's still a kid. He's still very much a kid.
I said we're grown. To me, anybody under the age of 23 is still a kid.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I thought he was like in his early 20s. Is what I
think
got.
so. Anyway,
That's not the point of the story.
right.
Approximately 20.
She comes to the door and he's like, "What do you do if I get you out?" And she says, I think she says first that we can have sex, right?
or-
And then he's like, "Is that all?" And she's like,
Didn't she say like we can do it in the ass or like?
"Yeah, in the
butt?
ass. That's
Yeah.
right, not in the butt, in the ass." She says we can do it in the ass.
Yeah,
and dude looks at her and says, "I'll be right back."
But like, I thought it was just kind of like a throwaway joke.
Yeah.
But then at the very end of the movie, he's got champagne glasses. He's heading back to the.
And she's like
And
ready
she's
for
like,
him.
yeah,
And
like-
she just like decked out. Like, wait, this is
in her prison cell from the like main villain, and that's where it lost me. Honestly.
no. Where it lost me was where dude was like looking at her, like looking at the screen. He's like,
yeah.
"Oh, Eggy," and then he has to close the screen. And I was like, "Wait, what?"
No, like, okay, so
No.
we're in the writer's room right now, and somebody probably put out that joke because it's in the same vein of Kick-Ass, right? It's and Kick-Ass 2. Was it what I say? Mark Millar, he king of all the really gross shit in comics. But somebody wrote that as just a throwaway joke, right? It's a hard. We're never gonna come back to it. And then somebody else is like, so what about the?
It's right. What happened to the princess?
I need to know. We need to close this circle.
I kind of feel like they put it in there just because they were doing the James Bond thing. Like, we have to have him having sex with somebody. So let's just, like, slap it on the very end. And it's, like, doesn't make any sense in the context of the movie. But, it's there. So there you go. But what I love the best is right after that scene finished is, like, the dedication was to his mother. Like, he dedicated that entire movie to his mother.
It wasn't his late mother, right?
I don't think.
Okay. No, it was just to his mother?
To his
Okay.
mother. So she's alive, supposedly. And she, has had this movie dedicated to her. And the last scene of it is the main character doing someone in the ass. Like, seriously?
That's a little rough.
No, I'd never give that to my mom for Mother's Day. That's a terrible dedication.
I don't know.
Unless she's really cool, then I don't know what to say to your relationship
even then,
with your
like,
mom.
Even if you're really, really cool with your mom, that's the movie.
But what was so perplexing to me was they obviously know where they're going with this story. They obviously know what they're gonna do with Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
They know what the end game is. So
He spoke with a list.
what they decide to do.
Ron hasn't seen the movie. That's why I was like,
What they
go.
decide to do is they need to test the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And to test the weapon, they have to kill a lot of people, and they have to kill them violently because that's the way the weapon had to deploy. So what do? They find a church in the middle of Kentucky that I think is based on Westboro.
Let me pause real quick. This is my least favorite Samuel L. Jackson impression you've ever done.
Yeah, but there's
That's what he
a
says.
myriad of Samuel L. Jackson impressions. It's not my fault that he chose to play this with a lisp. He just did. That's his fault. He chose to play with a lisp. He chose to wear a flat bill cocked to the side. He chose to wear a popped collared polo shirt and then a button-up jacket over the top of it and then sweaters. He chose to do all of that. But he's Samuel L. Jackson, so nobody's going to say no.
Nobody could say no.
I
I bet
actually
he showed up to set just like that.
No, that's what I said. I leaned over the people. I actually went to go see this with my parents.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with my mom and my dad and my sister and our husbands. And I leaned over. I was like, "Do you think Samuel L. Jackson just showed up on set? And
Let's do this."
That's the clothes that he was wearing that day." And they were like, "Okay, let's go." But he was playing like a mark.
Do you need to block it off? Do you need to block it off, or are we good?
Oh, well, I mean, I bet he showed up to like that. I mean, I'm sure he went to readings and he was dressed normally, and there was
What is normal for Samuel L. Jackson?
I'd like
what,
to think
what is our
however,
benchmark?
The credit card commercials. Right?
there. That's what I think.
the
The credit card commercials,
Mhm.
maybe a Kango.
Yeah, I think they had to talk him out of not wearing the Kangol.
Yeah, so he shows up to recording, or to filming, just like that. How he showed up in the film, and said, "Okay, let's get you the wardrobe." And Sam's like, "No, not gonna do it.
No, I'm dressed.
I'm dressed.
I'm dressed.
This is how I feel.
I did my makeup this morning. Fine, Sam's not gonna change." And so they start filming, and such and such says something, says something, and then it's Samuel L. Jackson's line, and all of a sudden that lisp comes out. Sam, did we not what? Start over. Why did you do that? Yeah, no, I made that decision while I was putting on my makeup.
I feel like this is how this character needs to be portrayed.
You see my contract.
Right? You know what I mean? But see, here's the other thing. They had my man Colin. They had my man Sam. And they played it to the hilt. And I was extremely proud of them. Right?
Oh, they were perfect.
Right?
Like,
Even
honestly.
Michael Caine was...
Oh, yeah.
He was good. You know, for what he was there to do, he was good.
Mm-hmm.
But they made just this cartoon that I couldn't really, like... They didn't... You know, I had to help them.
You can help them. Oh, no, you should never have to explain things away.
Well,
No.
that's what I mean. But like, that's what like I had to say this is where they were taking this, and then I had to make myself get there. Right. So good stories connect. Good stories, you're just there for the ride. You don't have to do any mind work yourself. If anything, you're surprised, but it's a good surprise. It's it's a good twist. What they did was just kind of nope, we're doing this thing. I hope you like it.
Like I said, I liked it until like the end. I was like, I can roll with this. I'm just not going to think about this too hard and just go with it.
But when you're thinking of like a group of people that you have to have violently murdered,
The Westboro Baptist Church is pretty much
see,
like the first choice
right,
of everybody.
But they didn't say that, right? They went to a different church
Which
in a
is
different state.
Which is kind of funny because they very obviously killed
Yeah,
President Obama.
right?
Like they blew up
Right.
his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't like say this is Westboro Baptist
Baptist,
Church.
yeah.
But they're Westboro Baptist Church. They're all lawyers, so they would have gotten sued endlessly.
I'm sure they're sued anyway. Our likeness, perhaps, maybe.
Maybe. Well,
That'd be funny though. I'd be that lawsuit.
I mean, what you guys have just told me right now is that the WBC, they are the new Nazis, and that you can kill them with impunity.
Yeah,
Nobody will feel.
Do you think they're going to be the new villains of video games and movies from now on? It's like no one feels bad about killing them anymore. Instead of the Nazis, they try to kind of make North Korea the new people no one cares about.
They're too like funny. Like they're just you can't really like take them. That's the thing.
North Korea. Or
Yeah,
Westboro?
no, like North Korea. Like so when the Sony thing happened.
Oh, where they hacked.
Where they say they hacked it, right? Like the FBI says that they hacked it, but they haven't shown us that they hacked it. The point is, we've been learning for years how inept North Korea is, and they've been making so many threats to bomb everybody and everything that it's like, oh,
no one takes them seriously.
right, well, not just and then you know what kind of internet they have to work with, you know what kind of infrastructure they have to work with. They've been heavily scouted to the point to where we know when somebody breathes funny. But when that happened, I was like, wait, we're taking this seriously? Wait, what? You're doing what? You're pulling what? And then, like, they backed down hard. But so, I don't know. It's like, Team America World Police did the most for me to not take North Korea seriously. Because they did a great job of just making Kim Jong-un look bad. Just terrible.
It's probably not that hard, though.
Exactly. Exactly. Right? Whereas, I think there's still a level of people that are reasonably, not just afraid, but reasonably hate WBC,
Well, that's because they're
closer.
They are closer, and they do have a very public presence at soldiers' funerals.
Yeah, very public and very vocal.
Which is pretty much. Although I gotta say, I laugh so hard when they protest at Comic-Con because people love taking pictures with them, and I think some people actually cosplayed as them.
Oh, that's
This
awesome.
last Comic-Con.
That's awesome.
And it was the greatest thing I've seen ever.
We need to do that?
We should go to Comic-Con.
Like, serious question, though. Well, we need to go to Comic-Con, yes. Serious question. Has anybody seen a black person in WBC? Mexican person, Asian person.
I don't think that
Native American.
I don't think they like other varieties besides white.
So I can't really like.
I want to say it's harder to get in than Augusta.
But like, I can't like, like we couldn't effectively do it. For instance, show me a white person that can effectively do an Afro samurai. Yeah.
No, there's definitely somebody. You don't see. Color doesn't have anything to do with cosplaying, and you can
have to work
cosplay.
harder. You have to work much harder.
Oh yeah, no, people are definitely gonna see. It's like, well, like if I decided to show up as Indiana Jones, and I'm like, hey, what are you, like the Black Indiana Jones?
Wow.
No, I'm just Indiana Jones.
This is like the black quarterback conversation where, hey, kid, he looks a lot like Donovan McNabb. Oh, is that because he's black?
Well, no, just by having a different skin color or ethnic background than whoever you're trying to portray, that becomes the adjective to whatever you are trying to portray.
So, like, you're Asian Jon Stewart.
Exactly. What are you, like, Asian Green Lantern? Like, no, he's just Green Lantern.
Which is bizarre because the Green Lanterns could be pretty much like anybody.
I gotta say, people we've never heard of, racists we've never heard of, Green Lanterns. Yeah.
Racist we've never heard
I've
of.
Racist.
You know, there's a whole planet that's a Green Lantern.
Yeah, that's true. Aliens are in green.
Racist.
And
Yeah, that's what I meant.
No. There's a whole planet.
I get.
No, like it's an actual, like, with atmosphere and gravity.
Bruh,
Okay.
pretend I've read as many comic books as you.
It's not hard to imagine.
Okay.
Uh,
And that I was agreeing with you.
no, like, okay, cool. I'm not here to put you on blast. I was just trying to have fun.
You tried.
Can't we have
You
fun?
tried. You tried.
Can't have fun anymore.
You tried.
Oh, okay. One last thing. Tonight we're going to go watch Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Kate hasn't seen it. Oh, one more thing.
I need to.
Well, before you say that, this podcast, while a crossover between In 20 Years and The Lasso of Truth, is out also a crossover of a podcast that RJ and I host together called Yeah, I Heard That. So this is a three-way of magnificent proportions. And we discussed it. So I'm going to go see it for this first time. Kate's going to see it for the first time. Mm-hmm. We're excited about it.
I need to talk y'all out of this.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No.
Don't spoil it for us.
There's Channing Tatum as like some sort of wolf genetic hybrid thing,
And there's Mila Kunis as his opposite in the lead. Yeah.
and it's done by the
Wachowskis?
I can't call them the brothers anymore.
Wachowskis.
What is their production company again now?
Like when it says director at the end, it says the Wachowskis. It doesn't say
It
names.
doesn't. Okay.
I don't remember their production company, but they did Speed Racer, so I'm happy.
It lasts too long.
It didn't last long enough.
I'm gonna be honest. I saw that in theaters, and I was very overwhelmed by color and.
Oh yeah, it was bright.
Strobe lights kind of bother me, so.
I will say this though, I do have it on Blu-ray, which says a lot because I don't usually buy things on Blu-ray that I don't wholeheartedly think I've got to watch like 87,000 times. For instance, there was a time whenever Ron used to come over to my house, the Avengers was on.
Always. Have you been watching like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter and all that other stuff?
No.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was pretty bad, but then it got good, strangely enough.
That's what I heard, and
Yeah.
you know what? I got Netflix, so I'll wait.
It's always best.
I'll tell you this. I want to complete whatever's shown of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I look, it says resume 50% way through episode 3, and I get to it, and I hit play, and they say one word, and I have to turn it off. I can't, like, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it may have gotten better, but where I am right now, these first 6 episodes, it's so
just
bad.
Just skip it.
I can't skip it because I won't know what happened. They're going to have callbacks.
Okay.
They're going to have callbacks.
Just read the wiki. Just read it up through, whenever you're going to start watching and just watch it.
No, I need to get back to this Jupiter Ascending thing. I can't let this slide. I watched bad movies, so y'all don't have to. Like, I think I talked with, Blacklist? What was the Christopher Hemsworth movie with Michael Mann?
No, that's the...
Blacklist is that show.
Black,
with James Spader, who's going to be...
Black whatever, with Christopher Hemsworth. I watched that so you don't have to. It's another movie that, you gave the benefit of the doubt because Michael Mann was in it. And then you learn that Chris Hemsworth can't carry a movie by himself. Right? Then you learn how much, Marvel is actually doing for this man. Right?
Are you talking about Red State?
No, I'm not talking about...
he was in that, right?
Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about something else. It's a Red
Dawn.
Red Dawn. Yeah, Red Dawn.
What were you saying?
I was going to say Red Death.
Red State.
Destiny.
Red State is that Kevin Smith movie.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
So
Too many.
here's the thing: the tickets have already been paid for. What should I do now?
Give them away
To who? So
to some other fool.
No,
So
it's
to some
like,
other
it's
fool.
like The Ring. We have to give the tickets, or we're gonna, we have to hand off the VHS.
yeah. So we had to throw it into what the pit of the ring into the
The well. Wasn't it a well?
into a volcano. Anyway, the volcano.
You have other things you can do with your time. You have other ways of being productive or
But
being
think
entertained.
But it's going to be horrible. And think of all the conversations we're going to have about how horrible it is.
Yeah, I don't particularly I don't enjoy those conversations.
Really? You don't like being like, man, if I had the budget, I could do so much better with, than all of these filmmakers.
Well, first of all, I have no desire to make movies. None. Like, I'm the guy that will write the screenplay or write the novel that I hope gets adapted to screenplay, and they're going to be like, man, they wrecked your book, it's a terrible movie. And I'll be like, no, they didn't. That book's right there on the shelf, and I got paid such and such amount of money for the rights to it. I'm going to be that guy. So, no, I don't think that.
Well, then we'll just talk about it next time.
Yeah. Well, that does it for another episode of Lasso of Truth.
But we didn't talk about the Oscars.
Oh, so tell me about the Oscars, Kate.
I tried watching it. I watched the opening number, y'all. I watched the opening number, and I got bored 20 minutes in, so I stopped. And there's the Oscars.
So we'd like to thank you for listening to the Lasso of Truth podcast. We're going to do this every week. We'd like to thank our guest, RJ Young. He is the most amazing. You can follow us on Facebook at the facebook.com/Lasso podcast. We will eventually be on iTunes, maybe.
And we do have a Twitter, although I don't think we've tweeted anything yet.
Oh yeah, we are taking full advantage of social media.
What's the Twitter account called?
The Lasso of Truth. So last
how
question.
we both stumbled over that.
Right?
The Lasso of Truth.
Yeah, because we post so often. Yeah. All right, last question. Famous. Who are you going to travel around the world with? It has to be a famous figure.
Can they be real, or do they have to be like a historical figure?
Famous historical figure.
Famous historical figure. Teddy Roosevelt.
RJ.
I'm traveling around where with who?
With a famous historical figure.
Famous historical figure. Traveling around the world. I have to like this person. I'm gonna take anybody with me, other than this person.
It's you and him in 80 days around the, you're globe hopping.
I'm globe hopping.
It's a champagne campaign.
In that case, I think we're
Okay.
Bill Clinton, and we're out.
Bill Clinton.